In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove and replace a stepper motor for the speedometer of any 03 to 06 Chevrolet Silverado, Sierra, and other full-size GM and Chevy models. First, you want to remove the lens using a small pry tool, any small metal or plastic tool that's got a little bit of an angle to it will help you get the tabs loose. And you just want to pry those tabs loose, working your way around, gently applying some pressure to get that lens to separate from the body here. Okay, now that you've got the lens off, you can see the needles here and you can move them around. What you're going to want to do is take every needle and rotate it counterclockwise down to around the 6 o'clock position. And then you're going to take your pry tool and you can pop those off. That right there is a panel removal tool. And this one right here is a simple plastic pry tool that we have available. And it'll make it real easy for you to pop those right off. Just pry straight up. Don't pry at an angle, you could damage the needle. And once you have all those off, you can go ahead and flip it over here. And now you want to remove the back of the instrument cluster. It's just got some more pry tabs. Work your way around. You can probably use your fingernail, as I'm doing here, to pry those tabs loose. Pop that back plate off. Set it aside, and now you have the back of the circuit board is exposed. And that just pops right out. No fasteners there. And you can set aside the face plate for now. And so here we have the front of the circuit board, and you can see I'm pointing to the stepper motor for the speedometer there in the center. And so what we're going to want to do here is take our solder removal tool and just suck the solder off of the 4 contact points there for that stepper motor. Okay, and here we have a close-up of the removal of the solder from the back of an instrument cluster right off of one of these stepper motors. And in the following clip, I just wanted to show how you can remove solder using a solder removal bulb. Check the description. There may be links on how you can purchase that as well. That way you don't have to use a solder removal gun. Okay, now you just want to flip that over, and that stepper motor, now that you've got the solder off, is ready to pop off. Nothing else holds it in place except a little bit of pressure there. So you pop that stepper motor off, and you want to grab your replacement. Make sure it is the latest model number of stepper motor. Make sure you're using the current version there. And it just snaps back in, just the reverse of the way the old one came out. It just slides right into the circuit board. And then you flip it over, and all you have to do at this point is solder those 4 contact pads, those 4 prongs of the stepper motor. Just need a little bit of solder there, and that takes care of that. Now in the following clip, I just wanted to show close up how to apply the solder to the back of the circuit board there where the stepper motor prongs come through. Just really quickly apply a small amount of solder, just like so. Okay, now that you've got the solder portion of the job done, you can set your circuit board back on the instrument cluster faceplate, snap the back housing back on, go all the way around, make sure you've got all the snaps in place, and smooth down the faceplate if it needs it, and you're ready to install the needles. Now, the needles are real easy to install. They just slide down. You just want to make sure that you're sliding straight down. Use firm pressure, but not too much pressure. Get them all on and rotate them down roughly to about their 0 point. You may need them to be slightly just below the 0 point, and we'll calibrate these here in just a second. But as for this step, just slide them on and then rotate them counterclockwise and zero them all out. Okay, now the next step is to calibrate those needles. So what you're going to want to do is plug them into your vehicle. I'm using a test bench here, but you'll want to plug them into your vehicle. Turn the key on and make a note of where the needle points. If it points a little too high, you want to unplug it, rotate that needle down just enough, plug it back in, flip on the key, and see if it zeroes out with the key on. In this case, I need to make one more minor adjustment to get that speedometer to point exactly to 0 with the key on. And we'll see. And it looks like I've got it pointing exactly to 0 there. So you're going to want to go around and zero out all your gauges. Now if this seems like a job you'd like to try for yourself, just check the links in the description below this video for information on how you can get parts and more resources. And if this seems like a job that you would rather hire somebody to do for you, we can absolutely help you with that as well. There'll be links below the video where you can get some pricing and information on how that service works as well. Now, if your cluster is experiencing more advanced problems such as intermittent total power failure, language scrolling, your Prindle display is dim or dead, your odometer displays an error message, dim or dead odometer screen, you'd like to add a transmission temperature gauge, or you need to have your odometer mileage reprogrammed, these problems require reprogramming or advanced component replacement, and for those problems you'll need to send it in to our shop for repair. If you have any questions, please visit our website at www.drspeedometer.com and feel free to call or email us anytime. Thanks and have a great day.